Yeah, so we are Jack and Becky Gurley, and we started Calvert Skiff Farm in 1995. We have been certified organic since that time.
We do 4 farmers markets in the Baltimore area, one in Bel Air, one in Tacoma Park, one in Catonsville, and one in Towson. We really enjoy markets. There's an opportunity at farmers markets to meet directly with the end user of your produce, which we find very exciting. Gives us a chance to build community and get to know the people that eat the food we grow.
We have 3 high tunnels. They are sort of a modified greenhouse, and so we start out in the spring heavy on greens, a lot of lettuce, a lot of spring mix, onions, garlic scallions. Then we move into squash, cucumbers. By the time the summer rolls around, we're continuing with all the greens. We add tomatoes, eggplants, peppers to the mix, and then once the fall comes, we're back very strong with greens and the winter squash, sweet potatoes. We have fingerling potatoes from July through October.
There's never a year where everything does great. There's some years where some things do really well, and other years where that same crop, because of the weather, doesn't do well. So by having a lot of different things, it takes the risk out of production.
We have stayed small. It was always our game plan to stay small, and if we ever got really big, then we'd have more. It's a whole economy of scale. We'd have so many more expenses. If we got bigger, we'd have a lot more labor, we'd have a lot more equipment. Jack wants to farm. He doesn't want to manage. I don't want to manage either. So, we're out there doing 90% of the work ourselves, and we like it that way.
I think also we live in a society that thinks bigger, faster, quicker, smarter, and that's not always true. We've been led to believe that we need to continually expand the nature of businesses to grow, and I have issues with that belief. Our farm has not changed in size. We remain profitable. We live a solid middle-class lifestyle, and it can be done.
Going to the farmer's market, you get locally produced seasonal food, and the seasonality of it is, I think, refreshing for our bodies. When you come into the spring and you see the availability of greens, everything at the farmer's market is fresh. Most of the stuff has been picked within 12 to 24 hours before it comes to the market. It has lost very little of its nutritional quality. As soon as something's picked, it begins to lose nutritional value. So going to the market, it's going to be fresh. It's going to be that much more healthy for you. We love the markets. We love talking to our customers, and I think that most farmers who go to farmers markets enjoy it as well. There's not just corn, cantaloupe, and tomatoes at the farmers markets anymore. Most of the markets are now offering meat. There's a lot of fruit, and not just peaches and apples. There are flowers at most of the markets. Cheese is certainly becoming very popular at most of the farmers markets. So there's a lot out there.
It's real important to buy local because you're supporting your local community, and the money that you spend on a local farm or producer goes back into the community through that producer. It helps preserve open space, helps preserve farms, and I think we really need to focus on buying local. I think one of the things Becky and I feel that we can contribute to the greater good, if you will, is to have more small farms like us on the landscape. We would like to hope that someday most of the Western Shore open space is small farms that are growing for the Baltimore, Washington metropolitan area. That's really going to be the only way that this local food movement that we have now is going to sustain itself into the future.